Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Sarah.
Welcome to Sarah Gormley Gallery. Hello to Josh behind the camera, as ever. You are from the Philadelphia area,
Yes.
So first time in Columbus, in fact.
Yes, that's true.
First time for all of us, to our benefit, at SGG. I wanted to start, well, you know the drill. I'm going to ask you some questions, and then we'll do a speed round.
Okay.
So it's to be fun and quick and lovely. So no pressure.
Okay.
But I get asked all the time, how do you find your artist? By other artists, of course, and clients. And I thought it was worth sharing in this instance that, I had an artist lined up for September, and then it fell through. And I went through about 48 hours of like doom and gloom and frustration because I want things to go the way I want them to go. And I was like, you know what, just figure it out. And you had sent me a gorgeous packet of materials earlier this year, I think March or April. And I still had it on my desk. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to reach out and see if she has enough work for a show. And we talked, and here you are.
Yes.
So thank you for taking a chance on me. But, that's the answer is I show art in this gallery that I love. And you sent me a really compelling package of materials, and I started poking around on your site. And so here we are. So
yes.
Thank you for making the trip from Philly.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So we are standing in front of one of the pieces from I'm in Love with the Ordinary. Tell us a little bit about what that title means in relation to your style and approach to your paintings.
Sure. Yeah. So I chose the title because all of my paintings are inspired by things that I see. So my travels, everyday routine things like walking the dog, or when I used to have a commute before COVID, so just running errands, like anything kind of moving about my day. And I seek out things that are visually interesting to me. So it could be a certain pattern or texture, or the way something is overlapping something else, or anything that I kind of see that's visually interesting. I usually take a photo of it and then create sketches. And the title comes from my point of view, seeing things from my point of view, but that it's inspired, all of these paintings are inspired by ordinary things.
Okay, so just normal objects. Is it the shapes or colors or some sort of both? We're going to talk about color in a minute.
Yeah.
So is it like texture and shapes and then you put them together? How does that work?
Yeah, so I see things and kind of take individual kind of observations, I guess, and compile them together in sort of a collage manner, so that each painting kind of represents lots of bits and pieces of observations.
So let's talk about this one, left at the balcony and across the footbridge. So where is the balcony and where is the footbridge, and what are we looking at? Yeah,
so we live near a state park outside of Philadelphia, and we walk our dog there all the time. So this painting includes kind of bits and pieces of balconies and things that I've seen in historic homes there on the state park, and then the footbridge. So these pieces down here, so these kind of tighter, like patterned pieces, different like kind of striping patterns, are pieces of balconies. And you can kind of see that I really am interested in cast shadows a lot. So the kind of different parts coming out could be shadows that are cast. And then the footbridge literally was a footbridge, and during the time that we were there.
A footbridge in the park.
Yes, in the park, yeah. And in the time that we were there, the railing was kind of casting down on the surface of the bridge. So I kind of saw this really cool angle and the pattern of the railing of the bridge. So I kind of combined all of the pieces, collaged them together. And the different parts kind of show different types of light that, again, were affected by, time of day and things like that.
So that, to me, is like super interesting that you put images together, but even more so, like, I want to hear about the color, because I haven't been to this park and seen the footbridge, but I'm guessing it doesn't have a nearly fluorescent orange strip coming off of it. So how do you come up with these amazing colors?
So the color, in the last couple of years, the color has been chosen kind of in a more formal way. So I kind of think about it usually starting with 2 warm colors and 2 cool colors.
Okay.
And then kind of, riffing off of that as I'm going along. So for
Per
this
painting or in the whole body of work?
Per painting,
okay.
yeah. So for this one, I was playing with the greens and the violets, and then the pinks and the oranges. And within those kind of 4 main colors, I branch off into, warm and cools of each color. So there's cool greens and there's warm greens, and there's, warm violets and cool violets, and, bold oranges and things. So I usually try to create kind of a movement, like an eye movement with the color.
Those colors.
Yeah,
got it.
Kind of a focal point, and then kind of a way to move around.
And I will say, and I gave a client of mine a sneak peek today, and he had the same comment I did, is that in even the images you sent me in advance and the photos I'm posting on Instagram, the vibrancy, like it just doesn't come through entirely. You kind of have to see it in person, and in particular, like this bright orange is like just mind-blowing. So thank you for explaining that. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna move to our speed round.
Okay.
Are you ready? You can pass if you get stuck.
Okay.
No problem. Okay. Favorite word? I'm always like, you've watched this, you know what's coming. We can pass.
Fluorescent.
Ooh, okay. Least favorite word?
How about generic?
What turns you on?
Just bright, bold things. Could be colors or environments, anything.
And what turns you off?
A lot of kind of crowds and craziness and confusion.
Was that before COVID too? Yes,
yes, I guess.
Favorite curse word?
Probably shit.
Oh, okay.
That's
Fuck is very popular.
Frequent,
so
yeah.
it's
Mix
good
it
to
up.
know. What profession other than your own would you like to explore or have you thought about?
Well, I used to be a teacher. I used to be an art teacher, so I've thought about going back into the classroom and maybe an adjunct professor kind of role.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
How about working on a painting?
Love it. Thank you. And thank you, Josh.
Thank you.